Live with CDP Sports Talk, a weekly sports and entertainment podcast sponsored by Barry Cullen Chevrolet. Live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and LinkedIn. And on audio via Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify, Anchor FM, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Radio Public, and TuneIn. Now, here's your host, Chris Palme.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Season 9, Episode 37, overall 477 of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, sponsored by Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership at 905 Woodlawn Road West in the Guelph Auto Mall. Check out barrycullen.com for the newest selection of new and pre-owned GM vehicles, along with their great lineup of all-electric products and Cadillac products as well. You can call the dealership at 519-824-0210. Tell them Chris Palme sent you, or you can email them at info@barrycullen.com. Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show is also brought to you by Wellington Brewery at 905 Woodlawn Road West in Guelph, Ontario. That's 950, pardon me. Wellington Brewery is located at 950 Woodlawn Road West, here in Guelph. Check out their website, wellingtonbrewery.ca. Try a welly on, and please remember to drink responsibly as well. And Wellington Brewery is now celebrating their 40th year in operation, founded back in 1985 at Wellington Brewery here in Guelph, Ontario. Congratulations to Wellington Brewery on their 40th year, one of Canada's oldest local craft breweries as well. And they have a great selection of beer at Wellington Brewery. Please check them out. Again, wellingtonbrewery.ca. Try a welly on. I hope everyone's doing well on this. I can't believe it's already Friday, January 10th, 2025. And before we bring my guest on, hopefully in a few minutes, I just want to say prayers to those affected by the wildfires in Southern California. Over 10,000 structures have burned down. 10 people have been confirmed dead, and 5 separate fires are currently burning right now. So prayers to everyone that's been affected by the wildfires in Southern California. And I know Canada has been bringing firefighters and water bombers out there as well. So hopefully they can get this contained. But this is just a tragic event, and prayers to everybody out in Southern California. And I have a number of my guests and friends that are out there as well. So just awful. And if you're able to help out online, I would say your best bet in the States is the American Red Cross. And if you want to help out here in Canada, I would check out the Canadian Red Cross.ca as well. And as we're waiting for a guest who's having some technical difficulties this morning, I'm going to play a little video courtesy of Global News. This video again is courtesy of Global News, and this is about the wildfires out in California and why they're so intense. And this again is courtesy of Global News' YouTube channel.
In California right now, devastating. Here's the reason why. We have 2 extreme events that are coming together at the same time. For one, this area has not had any substantial rain since last spring, a millimeter of rain. And typically in the fall months, they would get 3 to 4 inches. That's about 10 centimeters of rainfall to put an end to the wildfire season in the summer before the Santa Ana season comes into effect. And that just didn't happen. And now they're dealing with an extreme Santa Ana wind event where wind gusts have reached close to 100 miles per hour. That's like 160 kilometer per hour winds. Typically, a Santa Ana wind event may see wind gusts up to about 60, 80 miles per hour. So this is pretty extreme. And it's because of an incredibly strong low pressure center that's sitting just south of California, helping to funnel that hot, dry air from the desert all the way out towards the coast. And as it drops down through the mountains, it actually speeds up and dries out. So the relative humidity there is incredibly low. The ground and the vegetation is incredibly dry. And now you add incredibly strong winds and an ignition source, and you've got a recipe for disaster. So wind warnings are still in place. However, we're anticipating the winds to continue to die down throughout the day, but it will be a gradual dying down. As we head into Thursday, we're anticipating a much lighter winds, about half the winds expected. So some relief in terms of winds, but in terms of how dry it is, we have no significant rain in the forecast for California, at least for a week. It's not until next Friday that there's the potential for rain, and that's still a long way away.
That clip was courtesy of
the fires in California.
Global News. That clip was courtesy of Global News. Guys, just bear with me. My guest today is having some technical difficulties getting on, so I'm going to try to get him back on in a minute. The joys of technology. So just give me 1 second, and we'll hopefully get my guest on. Just the technical difficulties. I hope everyone is doing well on this Friday, January 10th, 2025. And like I said, guys, I'm hoping to have my guest on soon. Just an issue with technology, the joys of it. So just got to bear with me. All right. All right, guys, I'm going to play another clip from my YouTube channel and as we wait for a guest. And we'll see if we can get our guest Stu Boyar on. We're just waiting for him to come on. So Stu Boyar, I'm hoping to get him on today. Stu Boyar is a former longtime sports anchor and reporter with WGRZ Ch.2 in Buffalo, New York for 35 years. Stu is now retired, but he's still doing some broadcasting play-by-play for local high schools in the Buffalo, New York area. And this would be Stu's 6th time coming on our show. So hopefully we can get Stu Boyar on, and Stu is going to join me, and we're going to talk a little bit about the 2024 Buffalo Bills and their upcoming wild card game against the Denver Broncos this Sunday at 1 o'clock at Highmark Stadium between Buffalo and Denver. The last time Denver was in Buffalo was November 2023, and Denver upset Buffalo 24-22 on a last-second field goal by Will Lutz as well. And Denver is the underdog in this game. Buffalo, I believe, is favored by 8.5 points being at home, and the over-under is about 47. So I don't know. We'll see what happens here. Buffalo should be the favorites. But Denver, they're a young football club. They've got a good defense. They're well coached by Sean Payton, and Bo Nix is a very good young quarterback. So Denver has nothing to lose. Buffalo has everything to lose. So the Bills should win this game being at home. But this is the National Football League playoffs, and it's win or go home, and it's pressure time. So we'll see. I'm still hoping to get Stu Boyar on, so just bear with me. As we wait for Stu to come on, I'm going to get a little clip of my predictions. I did a little YouTube video, and we're going to play that in a minute about my NFL picks for the wild card. So as we're waiting for Stu, hopefully we don't have to reschedule Stu, but if we have to, we have to. Like I said, just a issue technology wise, and we're gonna play this clip right now. Just give me 1 second, guys. I'm just trying to get this going. So thank you everybody for being patient with me, and we will get Stu on at some point, hopefully today. So what I'm going to do, guys, just play you a clip of my wild card picks for this Sunday, including the Buffalo game. So just bear with me, and we're going to get this going. I'm wearing 7 different hats right now. So like I said, just bear with me, and we'll get this going right now. Chris Pomey here with my NFL wildcard picks for this weekend's games. Let's start off with the first game Saturday afternoon, which would be Jim Harbaugh, Justin Herbert, and the LA Chargers taking on the Houston Texans. I've got the Chargers winning this game 27-24. That's that right? Chargers 27, Houston 24. I feel the Chargers are a better football club, and Jim Harbaugh is going to win his first playoff game in a decade in the NFL. The other Saturday game is going to be NFC North rival between the 10-7 Pittsburgh Steelers, who have lost 4 in a row, taking on the red-hot Baltimore Ravens and MVP Lamar Jackson. I see the Ravens winning this game 31-20. Baltimore 31, Pittsburgh 20. I just feel the Ravens are a much better football club than the Pittsburgh Steelers are, even though they are well coached under Mike Tomlin. Then the Sunday games. We have 3 games on Sunday. The first one is the heavily underdogged Denver Broncos taking on the Buffalo Bills. I'm going to go against the grain here, and I'm going to go with Bo Nix and Sean Payton to shock the Bills. A year ago, Denver went into Buffalo and shocked the Bills. Denver has a great young quarterback in Bo Nix, Sean Payton, and they have a very good defense. And this Buffalo Bills team, the last 6 years, has choked in the playoffs. I'm going with Denver winning 23-20 over the Buffalo Bills. Then the 4:30 game, the main event on Sunday, it is Jordan Love and the banged up Green Bay Packers, who are just coming off a bad home loss to the Chicago Bears at Lambeau Field. Christian Watson tore his ACL. He's out for the year. They've got an inconsistent receiving core. Jordan Love is banged up with an elbow injury. The Philadelphia Eagles are at home. Jalen Hurts looks like he's going to start this game. I see the Eagles winning this game. I'm going to go 28-17 over Green Bay. That's Philadelphia 28, Green Bay 17. Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown, and that number 1 Eagles defense are going to be too much for the Packers. And then the last game on Sunday, it is the Washington Commanders 12-5 taking on the 10-7 Bucks, but because the Bucks won their division, the NFC South, and Tampa Bay gets home of the year quarterback and should be an MVP candidate for what he's done against Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers. I'm going to go with Washington to win this game. I'm going to go with Washington 24, Tampa Bay 21 in a very competitive, close game as well. And then the final wild card game will take place on Monday Night Football from SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, between the number 5 seed Minnesota Vikings, who are 14-3, taking on the Los Angeles Rams, who won their division, the NFC West, and have the home field for this game. I'm going to go with the Rams over the Vikings. I'm going to say Rams 34, Vikings 30. Rams 34, Vikings 30. I just feel Matt Stafford is playing really good football right now. Sean McVay's doing really well. And I think the Detroit Lions gave a blueprint to how to beat the Vikings, and that's pressure Sam Darnold and rough him up and not give him time to get the ball to Justin Jefferson and that great receiving core. So I do think the Vikings will get some points in this game, but I'm going to go with the Rams at home 34-30 over the Minnesota Vikings. So again, guys, I've got Chargers winning, Ravens winning, Broncos an upset over Buffalo, Eagles over Packers, Washington over Tampa Bay, and the LA Rams over the Minnesota Vikings. I hope everybody enjoys NFL Wildcard Weekend. And as always, go Birds, fly Eagles, fly.
That was courtesy of my YouTube channel. Please subscribe and hit the like notification. So that was courtesy of my YouTube channel, and those were my NFL Wildcard Weekend picks as well. My guest, Stu Boyar, from formerly of WGRZ Ch.2, is having technical difficulties. I was trying to get Stu on through the StreamYard link, but unfortunately, it doesn't look like he's going to be able to join us this afternoon. That's the joys of technology. It's great when it works, but when it doesn't. So I'm hoping to reschedule with Stu in the future. Apparently he's on, but he can't see me. So I'm going to have to contact StreamYard. So Stu can't come on. So what we'll do is we'll talk a little bit of football as well. College football last night. Notre Dame came from behind to win 27-24 over Penn State. Notre Dame is now in the national championship game. They'll be facing the winner of tonight's game between Ohio State and Texas. Notre Dame
has not won a national championship since 1988. I was 16 years old back in 1988, and that was under Lou Holtz. And one of my former guests was on that team, Rod Smith, who went on to play in the NFL with New England and Green Bay and Carolina. So we'll see what happens tonight with Texas and Ohio State. I'm going to go with Texas to win this game, but I wouldn't be shocked if Ohio State's won. So we'll see. But congratulations to the Notre Dame Fighting Irish for getting to the national championship. I did not expect this team to get to the national championship game as well. So we'll see. Looking forward to that as well. All right, guys, we have some National Lacrosse League action tonight. I won't be at the game tonight at the KeyBank Center in Buffalo. It's going to be the Toronto Rock 0-4, the longtime QEW rivals of the Buffalo Bandits. Rock Bandits tonight, 7:30 at the KeyBank Center. The Bandits are off to a terrific start, 3-0, and the Rock are off to one of their worst starts in franchise history, 0-4. And obviously, the Bandits should be favored to win tonight. They are the champs. They've kind of dominated the Rock the last few years, but Toronto Rock are going to be desperate tonight. They need this game. The Rock cannot afford to go to 0-5, and this is not going to be an easy game for the Buffalo Bandits, even if it's in Bandit land. The Rock always play the Bandits tough, and Toronto is really desperate for a win tonight. Obviously, I won't be at the game, unfortunately, but the game will be on at 7:30 on TSN with Pat Gregor, the color analyst, doing the TSN Game of the Week. And then if you're in the Buffalo area, you can watch it on CW23 with John Gerkler and Steve Bermel, or listen to it on 1520 The Bet in Buffalo as well. So Bandits Rock tonight, 7:30, and here in Canada, TSN, and in the States, CW23 Buffalo or 1520 The Bet in Buffalo as well. And I do have a lacrosse show coming up next week on Wednesday. I'm trying to think. Today's the 10th. Wednesday, January 15th. Sorry, Wednesday, January 15th at 6:30. I'm going to have Hall of Fame lacrosse player, 5-time Mann Cup champion, and National Lacrosse League analyst, and the brother of Brendan Shanahan, the former NHL Hall of Famer and Maple Leaf president, Brian Shanahan on. So Wednesday, January 15th at 6:30, I'm going to have Brian Shanahan on, and we're going to talk about the National Lacrosse League. So I hope you guys can tune in for that as well. And I do have another show tonight, guys. Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, brought to you by Barry Cullen Chevrolet and Wellington Brewery tonight at 7 o'clock with my guest, Latasha Hughes, a stand-up comedian and wellness coach. Originally, Latasha was supposed to be on Sunday, December 29th, but unfortunately, I ended up getting the flu bug while in Buffalo and was unable to do the show. And then Latasha got sick as well, so we finally were able to find a date. So Latasha Hughes, stand-up comedian and wellness coach, will be on my show tonight at 7 o'clock. And then tomorrow night, 6 o'clock Eastern, 4 on the Mountain Coast time, I'm going to have Nashville recording artist Casey Johns on, and we're going to talk about her latest singles and hits and her music career. And she's got quite the future and a very talented career in Casey Johns. So Latasha Hughes tonight at 7 p.m. and then Casey Johns tomorrow at 6 o'clock on Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show. Again, brought to you by Barry Cullen Chevrolet and Wellington Brewery here in Guelph. Unfortunately, my guest was having technical difficulties getting on today. I apologize, and I'm going to try to reschedule with my friend Stu Boyar, former longtime sports anchor and reporter with WGRZ Ch.2 in Buffalo. We'll talk a little bit about Bills and Broncos. The Buffalo Bills lead this all-time series 23-17-1, going back to their days in the AFL, the American Football Conference days. And the Bills and Broncos have only met one time in the playoffs, and that was the 1991 AFC Championship game, which took place January of 1992. January 12th, 1992. The Bills won that game 10-7 on the strength of a Carlton Bailey, their former linebacker, pick six off of John Elway. So that was the only time they've ever met in the playoffs. Bills and Broncos was January 12th, 1992 at then Rich Stadium. Bills won 10-7. The last time the Bills and Broncos met was on November 13th, 2023. Denver won 24-22 on a last-second Will Lutz field goal. Sean Payton. One of the intriguing things about this matchup is going to be Sean Payton against Sean McDermott. And Sean Payton's a Super Bowl champion head coach with the Saints. And Sean McDermott has done a very good job in his 8 years in Buffalo. His 8 years in Buffalo, he's led the Bills to 7 playoff appearances in 8 years, 5 straight AFC East championships, and 1 AFC championship game appearance 3 years ago, the 13-second game. So it's going to be interesting to see how this coaching matchup goes between Sean Payton and Sean McDermott. And another note here too is Buffalo Bills linebacker and future NFL Hall of Fame linebacker Von Miller is going up against his former team where he won a Super Bowl with Denver in 2015, which was 10 years ago. Hard to believe, under Peyton Manning and Mike Shanahan, not Mike Shanahan, but the Denver Broncos. It's hard to believe it's been 10 years since Denver's won a Super Bowl, and they haven't made the playoffs, in 9 years. Buffalo is currently an 8.5 point favorite in this game, and the over-under is about 47 points. My brain says my brain says Buffalo should win this game. My heart says Denver's going to win it. I think Buffalo will win this game, but I wouldn't be shocked if Denver pulls up the upset. Obviously, Buffalo is heavily favored at home, and Denver, hey, I don't even think they were supposed to make the playoffs this year. So I think a key for this game for Denver is to be disciplined. Don't take penalties. I think having a clean game, penalties will help them. And also if they can get some takeaways. I think fumbles or interceptions could be a factor in this game. I think the weather will be good for this game. I think it's supposed to be 30 degrees and sunny in Orchard Park for this weather forecast. So I don't think a factor will be in this game. Denver needs to get off to a good start. They have a very good defense. For them to keep the Bills crowd out of it, they need to get up to an early start. And the Bills the last couple of years have been eliminated at Highmark Stadium. Last year, the Chiefs eliminated them in the divisional round at Highmark Stadium. And then 2 years ago, Cincinnati eliminated the Bills in the divisional round as well. So anyways, guys, I'm going to try to reschedule with Stu Boyar. I'm going to see if I can get him on the phone. Hang on a second. 1 second. I think I have him on the phone. Hello, Stu. Hi, Stu. Yeah, I'm there. Just give me 1 second. Okay, I unmugged my. Okay. Technology. Okay, I've got the mic. Can you hear me now, Stu? All right, guys. It's just not one of those days with technology. Stu's trying to do a call with me through Facebook Messenger, but I don't think we're going to be able to do this. I guess there's an issue with the. He can't hear me, so. I'm going to definitely, guys, I'm definitely going to reschedule with Stu in the future, and hopefully we'll get Stu back on. It's just a technical glitch, and I will contact StreamYard after to see if we can get it fixed, but we'll definitely reschedule with Stu. Stu, can you still hear me? Stu tried to call me through Facebook Messenger, but I don't think it's going to work. So, yeah, he couldn't, the audio. So yeah, it happens. So guys, yeah, it's part of the business. and we will reschedule with Stu Boyar in the future, and we'll hopefully get this resolved with the technical issues as well. But I was just breaking down the Bills Broncos game. I did pick Denver to win 23-20, but Buffalo should win this game. It's just gonna be, I think the key is gonna be Denver. Denver has to play a clean football game, and they have to get maybe a turnover or two from Josh Allen in that Bills offense. James Cook's going to be a big factor. Ray Davis, very good, dangerous running backs. And then Amari Cooper and Keon Coleman and Shakir. I really like Shakir. Shakir runs good routes and has good hands. So it's not going to be easy for Denver. I did say Denver wins 23-20 in an upset, but Buffalo, if they play smart and play good football, they should win this game. I got a comment here. Hey, Chris. Hey, go Bills. Hey, Robbie. Thank you for watching. It's been not a great show. Unfortunately, my guest is not able to come on because of technical difficulties. So we'll try to get Stu back on again in the future. But thank you, Robbie, for watching. Robbie, since you're watching, he has his own podcast show, everybody, at 716 Sports Blizzard. Please subscribe and follow Robbie Schneider. And Robbie, what do you think of the Bills-Broncos game? Are you going to the game? And Robbie's also a big Buffalo Bandits fan, and I believe Robbie's going to the Bandits Rock game tonight at 7:30 at the KeyBank Center in Buffalo. So yeah, guys, I'm just gonna finish up this show, but yeah, I really think Buffalo should beat Denver, but I'm gonna go with the Denver Broncos. And I got another comment here. And this comment is from Robbie again, 716 Sports Blizzard Podcast. Check them out. Go Bandits. And yeah. And also, guys, be honest. I was going to ask you this question about, did the media and Bills Mafia think this team would improve with the trade of Stephon Diggs to Houston and a lot of key injuries on the defensive side of football? I predicted the Bills to finish 9-8 this year. I thought the loss of Stephon Diggs and a lot of key injuries to their defensive side of football, I thought Miami and the Jets were going to overtake the Buffalo Bills. I was wrong. I had the Bills at 9-8. And the Bills proved me wrong and went 13-4. And the Bills are actually relatively healthy going into this game against Denver. I think there's only a couple players that are questionable. Their linebacker, Bernard, I think is on the injury report. And one of their special teams guys, Codrington, has got a hamstring. But relatively, the Bills are healthy. And we'll see how Josh Allen's hands are, too. I believe he's been playing with a broken hand. So we'll see if having that game off against New England, which was kind of like a bye week for Buffalo, helps Josh Allen. But relatively, they're healthy coming into this game. So at this time of the year. Thoughts on Sean McDermott and the coaching staff that did in the regular season? I thought they did a good job. I thought this Bills team was going to be 9-8 and fighting for a wild card spot, and they won the AFC East for the 5th straight year at 13-4. I don't really count the loss to New England. That game, that was kind of like a preseason game. But obviously, Sean McDermott has done a really good job, 13-4. And Joe Brady and the coaching staff have done a really good job. They've had to deal with a lot of injuries on the defensive side of the ball, just like a lot of teams in the NFL. And Sean McDermott's a really good head coach. This team has made the playoffs 7 out of 8 years he's been with the Buffalo Bills. So Sean McDermott, Joe Brady, and the coaching staff done a really good job. And Sean Payton has turned around the Denver Broncos. Denver has struggled for, the last decade, and Sean Payton's come in and done a really good job as well. So Denver is not going to be an easy out for the Buffalo Bills. And I think Denver, the longer they can stay close to the Bills, they'll have a chance. But if the Bills go up by, 14 points, 17 points, 21 points, I can't see them coming back. So they have to not let Buffalo get off to a big lead. They can't let Buffalo get off to a 14-0 lead, 17-0 lead. So Denver needs to hang around. The longer they hang around in this game, they'll have an opportunity perhaps in the fourth quarter as well. I still give them an advantage in the kicking game with Will Lutz over Tyler Bass. Tyler Bass has got a great leg. He can hit field goals from 60, 65, 70 yards, but he also misses a lot of kicks too. So it could come down to a kick as well. Let's see, Robbie. Bandits, Bills, Sabres. I also enjoy baseball too. Yes, baseball's not back for a while yet. So Thoughts with some wild card with Denver. Buffalo should win this game, but I think it's going to be closer than people think. And for some keys for the Bills over Denver, establish the run game with James Cook and Ray Davis. I think if the Bills can get a running game going, obviously Josh Allen can run too, but you don't want your quarterback taking a hit or getting hurt in this game. So I think establishing a running game, getting the passing game going, they also need to get an early start. They get up 7-0 on Denver, 10-0, 14-0 with that fan base. So yeah, establish the run, play really good defense, and get the crowd right into the game right away. And don't let Denver hang around. And play a clean game. Josh Allen plays like Josh Allen. That's an elite quarterback. They should win this game. So, but I still got Denver winning 23-20 in an upset. Who are some Who are some players an X factor to watch out in this game for Buffalo and Denver? For Buffalo, I'm going to go with Ray Davis. I really like him. He's not a really big running back, but I think he's a nice complementary running back with James Cook, and I think he could be a factor as well. And for Denver, I'm going to go with their kicker, Will Lutz. I think he could be an X factor for the Denver Broncos as well. And I do see this game 23-20 Denver, but the Bills should win it, but we'll see what happens. Turnovers can be a factor in this game as well, but I don't think weather is going to be a factor in this game at Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park. It looks like it's going to be 30 degrees, a little chilly, but I don't think weather will be too much of an impact in this game as well. And as for the other games, guys, I've already did a little video here, and I've got the Chargers over Houston, Baltimore over Pittsburgh, Philly over the Packers, Washington over Tampa Bay, and I've got Minnesota over the Rams. That game has been moved, by the way, guys. They've moved the game to State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona, due to the wildfires in Southern California. It was the right decision by the National Football League. So that game is now going to be in Arizona. It's going to be a neutral site game. Minnesota's coming off a tough loss to Detroit. That game's a toss-up, but you know what? I'm going to go with the Rams. But I wouldn't be shocked if Minnesota wins this game. So we'll see. As for Super Bowl 59 prediction, I'm still picking Kansas City to come out of the AFC, but it won't be easy because they're going to have to deal with Buffalo and Baltimore at some point. So I'm going to go with Kansas City out of the AFC. And the NFC, I'm going to go with the Philadelphia Eagles. So I think it's going to be a rematch of the Chiefs and Eagles from Super Bowl 57 from 2 years ago as well. All right, guys, before we wrap this up, Robbie's got another question for me. Who's going to score for the Bandits tonight in your score prediction if you can? All right, before we wrap up this show, guys, which is sponsored again by Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership at 905 Woodlawn Road West in the Guelph Auto Mall, and by Wellington Brewery at 950 Woodlawn Road West in Guelph, Ontario. Check out their website, wellingtonbrewery.ca, and try a Welly on. Robbie wants to know who's going to score for the Bandits tonight in your score prediction if you can. I've got the Bandits winning this game 13-12. 13-12 Bandits over the Rock by 1 goal. And I think Josh Byrne is going to score 4 goals tonight for the Bandits. I think Nanacolt will score a couple. I think Dane Smith will score a couple. I think the Bandits are going to get a well-balanced scoring attack. So I see Buffalo winning 13-12 over the Rock, and I think Josh Byrne is going to get 4. Josh Byrne, the NLL MVP, is going to get 4 goals tonight for the Buffalo Bandits, and that game is on 7:30 TSN or CW23 in Buffalo, or 15:20 The Bet in Buffalo with John Gerkler and Steve Bermel, and on TSN, Pat Gregor will be doing the game as well for TSN. All right, guys, before I wrap up this show, again, I want to say I apologize for the technical difficulties. Unfortunately, Stu Boyar was not able to join us due to technical issues, so I'm going to contact StreamYard and find out what happened there, and I'll try to reschedule Stu Boyar again in the future to come on and talk about the Buffalo Bills as well. And before we wrap up this show, guys, next Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, again brought to you by BarryCullen.com and WellingtonBrewery.ca, is going to be tonight, Friday, January 10th, 7 p.m., with special guest Latasha Hughes, a stand-up comedian and wellness coach out of the state of Massachusetts, I think she's in the Boston area. And then tomorrow night, Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 4 Mountain Coast Time, I'm going to have Nashville recording artist Casey Johns on as well. So if you're a fan of country music, check out Casey Johns on Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show tomorrow at 6 p.m. And then Wednesday, January 15th, I have National Lacrosse League analyst and former Hall of Fame player Brian Shanahan on to talk about the National Lacrosse League as well. And he's also a 5-time Mann Cup champion and 2019 Etobicoke Sports Hall of Famer as well. Before we wrap up this show, guys, as always, we'll put this on. But if you're looking to adopt a pet, check out the Cambridge and District Humane Society at 1650 Dunbar Road in Cambridge, Ontario. Telephone number 519-623-7722 or visit their website at cambridgehumanesociety.org. All the animals up for adoption there are through their website. And also, guys, you can get a 50-50 raffle ticket through their website. Click on their website again, cambridgehumanesociety.org. Click on events and you can purchase a ticket there as well. And they're still selling 2025 Cambridge District Humane Society calendars for $10 cash as always. And you can go down to the office at 1650 Dunbar Road and get one as well. And I want to say thank you to everyone for buying a calendar for me. I managed to sell 32 calendars and raise $320 for the Cambridge District Humane Society as well. And if you're looking to volunteer down there, click on their website, cambridgehumanesociety.org, and go to their volunteer form, and you can fill out their form there as well. Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, again, is live streamed on these platforms: YouTube, Facebook, Twitter /X, Twitch, LinkedIn, and now available on Instagram. And want to say thank you to everyone watching this on live stream today, and also on my audio platforms such as Apple, Spotify, Google, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, etc. You can also check out my website, everybody, at beacons.ai/Chris D. Palme. Speaking of Barry Cullen Chevrolet, guys, check out Barry Cullen Chevrolet Service Center this winter. With winter weather coming, it does affect your batteries. If you go to Barry Cullen Chevrolet, you can get a no charge, that's right, a no charge, free battery charge, a free battery test, plus they'll throw in a $20 rebate for a new AC Delco 12-volt battery. So check your battery, make sure it's at full strength, because in the wintertime, the cold weather can weaken your battery. Go down to Barry Cullen Chevrolet, and they'll give you a free battery test and throw in a $20 instant rebate for a new AC Delco battery if you need one as well. And also, guys, speaking of my other sponsor, just one of those days, guys, but we'll get through it. Speaking of my other sponsor, Wellington Brewery at 950 Woodlawn Road West here in Guelph, Ontario. At Wellington Brewery, check out the Arcal Best Bitter Beer for $3.23 a can. Excludes HST and deposit. 4% alcohol content. First brewed in 1985, Arcal Best Bitter Beer is an amber session ale with a mild caramel and biscuit malt body and subtle floral hop finish. This well-balanced English-style bitter is the perfect session ale for any occasion. So check out wellingtonbrewery.com as well, or wellingtonbrewery.ca. All right, you can also follow this content creator on TikTok at Live with CDP. StreamYard, again, is the official live stream provider of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show. If you're into webinars or podcasting, check out StreamYard.com. Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, again, the audio version is available on these platforms: iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Spotify for podcasters, Apple Podcasts, Breaker, Pocket Cast, Spotify, Castbox, LinkedIn, Pandora, Tuned In, YouTube Music, and Good Pods. And remember to hit the subscribe notification. Finally, you guys can email Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show at cpalme19@gmail.com. Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show now is on Stream Punk Entertainment. Stream Punk Entertainment, and a shout out to Scott Churchson for having me on Stream Punk Entertainment as well. And that's about it, guys. I just want to again say I apologize for the technical difficulties with my guest today, Stu Boyar. Hopefully, we can reschedule with Stu again on in the future. And I'm looking forward to tonight's show at 7 o'clock with Latasha Hughes, stand-up comedian and wellness coach. And then Saturday night at 6 p.m. with Casey Johns. And then Wednesday, January 15th, I have Brian Shanahan on at 6:30 to talk National Lacrosse League with us as well. And I want to say thank you to everyone watching this live streamed and on the audio platforms as well as Stream Punk Entertainment. And I got one more comment. And Robbie's got, let's see, I got 14-10 Bandits. And I say 13-12 Bandits, but we both agree Buffalo should win this game. And then Robbie goes, hit those like and subscribe button. Thank you so much, Robbie. I really appreciate your friendship and support as well. That's about it, guys. Again, I want to say prayers to those affected by the wildfires in Southern California. 10,000 structures have burned down. 10 people have been confirmed dead, and there's currently 5 separate fires burning right now. If you'd like to help out online, I guess the best way to do it would be through the American Red Cross if you're in the States, and the Canadian Red Cross.ca here in Canada. They're going to need a lot of help to rebuild California. I've already heard from the news that it's going to cost at least $50 billion to rebuild California. So just thinking about all those people, adults, children, and all those animals and pets that have been affected, and businesses and homes that have been destroyed by the wildfires in Southern California. So prayers to them. And if you're able to help out through your American Red Cross in the States or Canadian Red Cross here in Canada, please do so as well. And the Vikings-Rams game, again, guys, has been moved. It's still Monday night at 8:15, but it's been moved to State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona, due to the fires in Southern California. So Rams and Vikings will take place Monday in Arizona instead of SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. And that's about it. Back at you. Thank you, Robbie, for watching. And that's about it, guys. I'm going to wrap up this show today. That concludes Season 9, Episode 37, overall 477. Again, I apologize, and we'll hopefully have Stu Boyar on again in the future, as he had technical difficulties getting on here today. So I hope everybody has a great afternoon, and we'll see you back here tonight at 7 o'clock for Season 9, Episode 38, overall 478 of Live with CDP Sports Entertainment Talk Show with Latasha Hughes, stand-up comedian and wellness coach. And this show is brought to you by Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership and Wellington Brewery here in Guelph. Have a great afternoon, everybody, and thanks for watching and listening to Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show.